Alright guys, today we're going to take a look at the Thunderbolts Volume 1 Omnibus. And this one's really interesting to me because for sure we're going to get a movie or TV show of the Thunderbolts very soon by Marvel. You can tell it's brewing in the MCU. But I was really excited to review this because, listen, sometimes 90 comics aren't good. Actually, I say a nice sizable portion are pretty horrible. However, Thunderbolts was written by Busiek and drawn by Bagley, two of my favorite writer-artists. In combination, that spells gotta pick this up. And so, I did. However, is it good? Just because the big time writers and artists are on it doesn't always mean that the actual book is a home run. So we're going to get right into it right now. Alright, and so getting into the Thunderbolts first volume in omnibus form, we have a lot of issues. We have issues 0 to 33, Thunderbolts Annual 1997, Thunderbolts Distant Rumbling 1997, Incredible Hulk 449, Spider-Man Team Up 7, Heroes for Hire 7, Captain America and Citizen V Annual 1998, Avengers 12, and material for Tales of the Marvel Universe 1997 issue 1. So as you can see, this is a lot, and this is over 40 issues, or just about. And this was a big deal at the time because this was a brand new team in the wake of Avengers basically being killed off during Heroes Reborn and all that. We needed a new team to kind of step up and save citizens, and Kurt Busiek came up with a great idea, and this is mostly drawn by Mark Bagley, who's one of my favorite artists. He did a lot of Ultimate Spider-Man, and together they give us this fantastic, awesome team in issue 1 who's saving people and doing such a good job, only to find out, and this is a big reveal that's over 25 years old, that the Thunderbolts are actually bad people like Zemo, and so on. So that's pretty much the first quarter of this book, is a lot of Zemo just plotting to kind of take over the world with the Thunderbolts name, and everybody is tricked. And I'm going to be honest, I'm going to get the negative out of the way. I think that's the weakest part of this whole omnibus. Not that it's bad. It's pretty fun, but I wasn't like enthralled the entire time. I wasn't like absorbed. I get the big twist, but maybe because I knew the twist, it didn't hit as hard. However, right off the bat, you got this great team of different characters with different problems, and Busiek smartly takes each one and time with each one to kind of build their own character and make them so different from each other. It's a very diverse cast, and later on brings in one of my favorite characters, Jolt, to the team that really helps boost up this team. Funny enough, after we get past the first initial big arc, we actually get more down-to-earth issues with the Thunderbolts trying to actually do good, trying to be heroes, and they're struggling, you know, because they kind of have to be hidden from society. They have to prove themselves. And so you see a lot of them kind of just taking crappy jobs just to survive and get paid, while also being on the run. Soon after that, we actually get Mr. Hawkeye himself to kind of lead the team. And if you didn't know about Hawkeye, he was actually kind of a villain when he first appeared and fought the Avengers. So it's really awesome to see someone like Hawkeye get kind of this turn to be a captain, in a way, to this team, leader. And that's where the book really excelled for me, because we got even deeper into each character and why they're different and why they want to be heroes. Some want to, some aren't sure. And it's just great to see that while Zemo's in the back just plotting as always because he's a piece of shit. And the art mostly holds up throughout this entire book. It is very 90s, so we have some pretty big hands and feet going on, but it all really works. Everybody has a distinct look to them that makes their personality come out even more. And I really like the action. It's kind of that over-the-top 90s, but this is kind of later half of the 90s, so it's not too over-the-top. And I really like some of the character designs, especially really Citizen V. I love his design. I also like Songbird's design. I've always been a fan of that. And Jolt is such a really cool character. This is the first time I've actually read her, so I really enjoyed her. Now, if we're going to talk about the negatives, I would have to say some of the pacing issues here and there. I mean, this is very run-of-the-mill weekly stuff at times. Kurt Busiek definitely puts his own spin on it and makes it interesting, but at the same time, there are some issues that I didn't love, and also some arcs that felt a little rushed, like when they go to an alien planet. However, I have to say, I was really pleasantly surprised with this. I think it's because it's just kind of a laid-back book that I really just sat back and enjoyed. I can't say that I was blown away, but the whole time I was reading it, I was smiling and enjoying myself. So I'm eager to see where we go from here after this omnibus, because Kurt Busiek actually jumps off here, and the only other run that I read with Thunderbolts is Warren Ellis's short-lived but pretty interesting run of the Thunderbolts. So I'm excited to see where we go for Volume 2. But as a Volume 1, it actually feels pretty complete. Sure, the ending obviously leads off to more Thunderbolt Adventures eventually, but I feel like Busiek, you know, put his stamp, this is his characters, and he's like, hey, I think I did a pretty good job, and I would be in agreement with him. So, if you like just kind of typical superhero funness with well-written characters and some interesting developments, I think this is well worth reading. I don't think it's anything amazing or a blow you away, but at the time, it was a lot of fun, and I think it holds up reasonably well. I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5 and say that's pretty damn good, just not great for me like some of the other stuff I read recently. But is it worth it? If you could get it discounted, for sure.